Hello, good people. Welcome to Cow Daily. I suppose we would call it the first proper one back. Hang on, I'll just adjust this. We're in some rudimentary studio setup. We'll be moving again soon in the next couple of weeks. We'll have like a more static one for a longer period of time, which will be nice. I see the lag is starting to go away on the stream. If you could share the stream, that would be absolutely top. But also let us know who you are, where you are, that kind of cool thing. What we're doing today, it's a bit of an opportunity for me to get rid of a bit of ring rust and just generally just get the fuck on with it. Is an Ask Me Anything or AMA. So get your questions in the comments. Just ask us whatever you want, literally anything, and I will endeavour to answer it. Also, don't take the fucking piss. But yes, please do. I'm just going to swap my hat. This one's a bit warm. Bit weird, isn't it? Bit weird. It's getting a bit warm at this time of year, mind. So yeah, it's nice to be back. Some of you kindly put your questions in the thread that I put up earlier, so we'll be covering some of those. Yeah, it'd just be really, really nice to kind of get this going. And as I say, I just needed your help to get rid of some of this rustiness from the enforced absence. This one's anyway. So anyway, to see who's about. Welcome back, says Zoe. Hello, Zoe. Nice to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. Jacqueline's just popped up there. Hello, so glad you're back. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Pleased to be back as well for real. Michael Dines is in. Always a pleasure. Greetings, Mr. C. Up in my office working, so thought I'd pop in for a listen. Good luck with your work, kid. Hope it goes well for you. Duncan Paler's popping in. What's he saying? Welcome back, good buddy. I hope you're well and on the road to recovery. I am. It's took a while, and I think what the problem's been this time is like just complete denialism because of all of the injuries that I've had in the past. Hence why I did those 2 shows, which was utterly stupid. But concussion was the main issue this time. I've had concussions in the past, and I know that you shouldn't tax your brain at all. You've got to really just let it pass through. And I am worried about getting too many head injuries because I've had some from other bike crashes, like in events and things like that in the past. But I crashed a Vespa once, and that was really not great. That was a bad in that one. I was off work for a while. That was a gnarly concussion. And then just general fighting, like growing up. I had a proper fight in my 30s as well. That was a bad one. So especially as you get older, in your 40s, you really shouldn't be getting like head injuries, but it's definitely not close together. So I'm like back on the bike soon, but I'll not be pushing it. I'm just going to go back to sort of twiddling it a bit and not putting myself in the mentality of, hey, I'm all right now since surgery. Think I can do an Ironman. Maybe I can in the future, but I just need to put that out of my head because I'll end up going for stuff too quickly, and I haven't actually got the body conditioning for this at the minute. It's years and years, and my head thinking I can still ride at a high level, which I can't. And also just on the crash, I'm not 100% sure whether I wasn't knocked off by a car. All I remember is all that beep, 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 like afterwards, and it's really scaring us, to be honest. I might have been clipped. I just don't know for certain. Utterly, yeah, like I wouldn't like to think I was, but it would make a lot of sense if I was. So there you go. Anyway, who's in? Who else is a boot? Who's a boot? Mazzy's in. Lovely to see you as well, Mazzy. Always a pleasure. Laura Lee Daly. Always a pleasure, mate. Hello, great to see you. And you, my friend. With Big Bob Grady's in. Hope you and the fur baby are doing well. Only issue I've got with that is the term fur baby, Bob. I'm 45, soon to be 46-year-old man, and I still can't do it. Sam's in. Samuel Amadeus Mitchell. Hey, nice to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Another one from Jacqueline Hemmons. I just watched something about the British American Project, which is an organisation that targets and recruits people on the left, but is secretly a right-wing corporate entity. Have you heard of it? I've heard of organisations like this, and might have even heard of the British American Project, but between you and thousands of other people, I am actually working on something about this kind of thing. But I've got to get it absolutely spot on because obviously, names will be getting named. Is that even the right way? Do us a favor as well. One of the things and one of the reasons why I wanted to do the AMA in this format rather than put a show together is because of the concussion. I've been saying things and I'm not sure if it's coming out right. And I'm not sure whether it was like something to do, like, because it was getting better after all the sort of like long COVID post viral fatigue thing. And just before it crashed, it was the best it had been in years. But I'm a bit blip, 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 blip. So will you let us know if I'm doing that? Because I know I do it anyway. I'm a fucking weirdo. But like, if I'm doing it more than what I usually do it, like if I'm a really higher level of weirdo, let us know because I really want to get this right. And I remember, like, I taught myself like after the sort of post-viral fatigue, long COVID thing, like how to do it, like how to retrain my brain. But I need a baseline. So if you could like reflect that back to as if I'm being a bit like more than usual, it would be really important because I know how to fix this. I think as long as I haven't just hit like the CTE concussion button, the one that was a bridge too far. Let's hope not. I'm not trying to get in no more crashes or fights. Let me tell you. If you are watching it anywhere other than YouTube, if you could do that on youtube.com/cowdaily, it'd be really appreciated. Simply we're trying to get the channel monetized. And one of the things I've noticed as well, it goes backwards too. Like I say, I had a month off, just the watch hours, it went backwards. Absolutely devastating, to be quite honest with you. But what you're going to do, that's big tech for you. So if you could help by going to youtube.com/cowdaily and just watching all our gear there. There's an absolute plethora of back catalogue goodness as well. So if you're just hopping on that now, get yourself over there. I particularly recommend Should I Vote Labour? It's a playlist. There's a lot of hard evidence there. I keep linking it in the comments. So by all means, I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. No, don't vote for them. But evidence why. Also, Cow Daily mailing list. It's been underused, and we're going to start using it properly. And then Mailchimp have changed the goalposts. It's not a free package anymore. So we're going to move it to a new provider. So just to let you know when they start coming, if it's not from Mailchimp, it's still from us, and we'll just let you know. And also, if you check your spam folders in the next week, I'll probably be going on about it, to be honest with you, on Cow Daily, such as I do. But yeah, if you just want to change from your spam folders to your normal folder, we'll start hammering you with some good stuff there. Right, what else we got in said comments? Jacqueline's putting a link in the chat. Zoe's saying, share your technique on ousting brain fog, please. I'm so bad with this. I'll do like a short video, and it's not that epic. It's just repetition. It's like literally what it is. It's just like Cow Daily became, because what I do is generally I'll get up at 6 a.m. right, and then I'll obviously broadcast at noon, and that was super hard at first. Like, but it's this regularity of that task and of like sort of having to remember things, but also like being able to watch it back. So start a live stream, start like putting complex things together and present it in the simpler way as possible, and then watch it back because honestly, it works so much. But I know that's not exactly like what everybody can do. So find a task which like mirrors that, where you can like watch it back. So record you speaking or doing something like that. Literally works. It's like I was really scared at first because I thought, right, is that my brain just mashed? But it's it's the repetition of doing it that somehow just trains your brain, because it's not just because doing this, it's like it's not just like you the right part of your brain and creativity and that side of it. It's also like the stuff you don't see, which is like putting it all together. That's the majority of the work, to be honest. I would say 80% of the work is like putting all the slides and the video and editing and all that. So it was learning those new editing skills too, Zoe. It was so yeah, just learn some new skills and don't put any pressure on yourself while you're doing it. And just take your time. and seriously, you'll surprise yourself. Like, it's knowing that I have those skills now, given that I've just had another concussion, is like, it's half the battle. Like, it's took a lot of this pressure off me head, and I've needed it, like, legit. So there's something to be said about like things constantly happening to you, because if you actually use them as an opportunity to learn some new shit, and just generally, um, yeah, just generally like put some time and investment into yourself like that, then you can win. And seriously, it was one of the things that like getting back control after that really long period of illness and injury, which obviously I've past tensed it, but it's kind of still going on. Um, it's just like now it's such a big thing for us to know that it's in my hands and I have control over like the direction that my brain goes. So even during the heavy concussion period, a couple of weeks ago, it was like, I'm coming out of this. I know I can come out of this, and it's in my hands. So I've just got to rest. So it was almost like I would allow myself to rest, which I've always been pretty bad at. Like, so I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an idea. And you know, me inbox is always open, mate. So if you're not sure, or you just want us to point in the right direction or signpost you to something that worked for me, just messages, man. Always there. So what else on the comments? Sam saying, Samuel hopped over from Facebook. Nice one, pal. I appreciate it. Zoe's responding, cheers, dude. I'll give it a go. Appreciate that, man. Really, really appreciate that. Jacqueline is saying, I'm impaired by a really bad memory and a wandering mind, so I find it difficult to remember details and specifics, but some things stick. Hear that? Jacqueline goes on to say, I'll watch this again because when I'm writing in the comments, my ears tend to shut down and I can't multitask and type and listen at the same time very well. I hear that too. That absolutely happens. Zoe's saying, because she's got a Facebook icon. I'm also watching on YouTube, by the way. That's the one, mate. Both platforms. That's the vibe. Right. So people are asking about the dog. So I'm going to clarify which one it actually is. This is DJ, and this is me on FaceTime, as you can see in the bottom there, talking to him. And that's his big plastic cone around his face. The reason I was talking to him on FaceTime is like my voice legitimately does settle him down. I'm like he's sort of big dog protector, but he's also like a small, brave dog himself. I remember when an Alsatian attacked one of the little dogs and he ran in and just headbutted it, jumped and headbutted it. Absolutely love that guy. The reason he's not with me at the minute, my partner and him and our other small dog, Scrappy, are at her parents because they've got a nice big garden and it's somewhere where he knows and can go around just sniffing stuff. And he can just learn how to piss and have a shit because obviously he's got one leg on the back now and he's fallen over many times and he's working it out as he goes along. Whereas the house that we're in currently, it doesn't have a garden. So it's really hard, would be even much harder for him to recuperate. It's obviously quite hard for me because I miss my little pal, but hence why I'm there talking him on the FaceTime. And he'll be back soon and that's cool. But he's definitely on the upslope. He's getting better. He's, as many of you kindly said in the comments of the post that I put out asking for advice, you're dead right. He's taken to it like a duck to water. Thankfully, he's obviously still in a bit of pain. I mean, he's had a limb cut off, but he's been prescribed tramadol, and he continues with the oil. Eagle-eyed listeners and viewers would know what oil I'm referring to, and that's the reason he's alive. And it also cured his cancer, seriously. And I have evidential proof of this because we never told the vet, and we're just about to get a further round of tests. And what I might do is actually do a We Cured Our Dog's Cancer video if you want to see it, and I'll show you what happened. Just sadly didn't save the leg, but be dead otherwise. So with the cancer can have his leg, and we'll have him. That's better. Just wanted to show this one. It's out on the bit terrace patio thing, which is upstairs, and really, really not good for dog pissing. They don't like it. They just can't work it out. Why is it upstairs? They say. But there's DJ there when he's there with his tongue out. You know, he's happy. So I just wanted to show you a happy picture. He does still have 4 legs there, though. You can just see his dressings on the back leg there. That is now gone forever. And what do they actually do with them, though? That's the thing. I haven't actually worked that out. Burn them or something. Like, probably answered my own question. Do they eat them? Do they roast them up like a leg? I don't know. I'm just going to have a quick sip of meat tea. I think I over-egged it there just so you could hear the noise, because I really don't like dead air. So I'm like, which is the sound your mum makes when she's kissing mine. Carrying on. What we got here? Socialist think tank. What are you saying? A true example of how exercise is not good for your health. Great to have you back. Hope you're healing well. Thank you, Socialist think tank. You're dead right, actually. And the irony of me doing some like video, right, of like just literally 2 hours before the crash, right? This is what I'm doing for my mental and physical health. And it was the bike. Well, that was a big part of it. And I trebucheted straight into the ground 2 hours later and was like in a pool of my own blood, face down. Fucking mental. Like, I've pissed myself laughing so much about that since. The first week was a nightmare because my face really hurt when I did anything. So, yeah, laughing at my own misfortune whilst in going for a week. I wasn't coming or anything. It was just pain. Really happy I didn't crack my cheekbone. Big up previous me who getting into all them fights, because I landed on the broken cheekbone from years ago and that much harder and it didn't break. Big up idiot me of the past. So Laura Lee Daly is saying, I get it, your voice calms me down too. Do you know what it is? Other people have said that, right? I interviewed somebody which hasn't actually been out yet, and she said, like, when we turned it all off at the end, actually it might still be on the recording, I don't know. Have you ever thought about a career in voiceovers and audiobooks, because I could listen to your voice forever? I was just like, Jesus Christ, that's a really nice thing to say. Strangely enough, like before all of the injuries and whatever, we are actually doing something which is I've not actually told anybody about this before. We're actually going to put together like a service for like authors, audiobooks, that kind of thing, and have a few people like read them out. Obviously we've got all the gear to do it, and so if anybody wants that to happen, then give us a shout and we'll do your deal, because it'd be nice to get the first one done. We're going to use my book as the first one, but eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that a lot got in the way before that actually happening. So I was part of that whole sort of move at the time. So if you do want that to happen, give us a shout. We've got people who talk like me, but also posh people and everywhere in between who are interested. So give us a shout. And also thanks for your kindness, Laura. Very much appreciated. David Rowe, hello, Mr. Cow. Right back at you, David. What's he saying here, though? Thoughts on the dodgy UFOs in inverted commas above the skies in the USA? Anybody else got anything you like want to? What's your reaction to this? Now, I'm thinking about getting somebody on about UFOs, or as they call them, UAPs now. I'm going to ask them what UAPs means because I can't remember. So what are my thoughts on it? I mean, there's 2 views on it, right? There's probably more than 2, but there's 2 that I've come up with. That it's a distraction is obviously a one that's like brought up quite often. And I mean, look, we could say everything's a distraction about everything else because there's so much going on in the world, and we have huge amounts of media, not all in good faith, as we know, but a lot gets reported. So it's just this constant sort of like, what do you think about UFOs discourse? It seems to me that what I'd like to do first, actually, and this is always a good place to start with this kind of thing, is find out, and if I was researching this, this is what I would do, is I'd find out how many sort of weather balloons or things of that nature usually get shot down, and like where the statistics live for that, and then compare and contrast to what the media's reporting, the frequency of it, because we'll never know. It might happen in greater frequency, but just the media don't report it. And then we can go somewhere to looking at the veracity of it being a distraction, and start like interrogating that theory. Because this is one of the things that like people don't do, which is type on a very basic level debunked after something they believe, or they don't do their own research because they don't understand what research is. So there's one for free, everybody. Go and interrogate the opposite, but also try and disprove the thing that you're putting forward. So do I, to balance this out, do I believe that extraterrestrial life exists? Yes, I do. I absolutely believe that. So I'm not coming from a like overly skeptical standpoint, but you're gonna have to fucking prove it. Like, I don't mean you specifically, David, but I mean just people in general. You're gonna have to prove it. Like everything needs to be evidenced. Like, or I don't like fully like subscribe to it. A belief and a fact are two completely different things. So notice I do believe that there's extraterrestrial life. Can I prove it? No, not to the level that like burden of proof that I personally need. But it's all right to have beliefs. Just make sure like we delineate them when we're being asked to speak about them. It's a belief. It's not a fact. Do I believe that facts will present themselves to demonstrate that extraterrestrial life exists in my lifetime? Yes, I think that's going to happen. Now, the other conspiracy side of that is clones and things of that nature. Would these extraterrestrial beings that might be presented for us, were they just made in some secret laboratory? Shouts to Lee Scratch Perry, dubheads know what I'm talking about. Or is it some kind of clone? Is it real extraterrestrial? There's other questions, and you can guarantee there'll be people at the time who are going to like disbelieve any alien that gets wheeled out, be it from Alpha Centauri or from subterranean tunnels under Nana's shed. Either one. So anyway, one thing I wanted to ask is, right, like I had something called K-tape on my sprained wrist, and it's still sprained and painful, but I've took it off, right? But to do that, I had to shave my arm, right? So check this out, right? One arm, hairy. The other arm, not hairy. What should I do? Let us know in the comments. Should I shave the right arm, or should I let the other one grow in? Because at the minute, I'm feeling like I can't be wearing any t-shirts. I will be needing to put K-tape on again soon. Definitely when I get back on the bike, because obviously I'll be like pulling on the brakes and just moving around. And if it still goes in the wrong position, it's like a proper stinging pain. So let us know what I should do. Should I shave the other arm, or should I walk around in a t-shirt like a dafty saying, "And what? I've got one hairy arm." It's kind of like Michael Jackson with his gloves, but like using arm hair, I feel. So I'll be the hairy Michael Jackson without nonsense, of course, allegedly. What do you think? Let's see. Right, so David is saying UAP is unidentified aerial phenomena. Ah, thank you, my friend. Thank you for that. Carlos is saying voiceover, actually, that is well worth considering. It's a very good living. Yeah, I've been told that, man. And as I say, quite a few people have said that I should do it. So why not? Bit extra money. God knows I need it at the minute. And just be something I can sit here and do, isn't it? And I know it records sound. We've got a producer who will hop on the any paid work. So if you want that doing, holler at your boy. First one gets a good deal. What we're saying, Duncan Paler, if you want a lispy Geordie voice too, I'm your man. Dude, if we do, I will holler at you. Don't you worry about that. Jacqueline is saying, I've listened to loads of audio books. They seem to use a lot of people with received pronunciation accents who are very good at doing other accents. Quite right, they do. It tends to be like actors and things that they'll pull in. And I just think that we can use people who speak like they're supposed to speak. Totally easy to pull together and do, but I think one of the problems is that there's listen, I wouldn't be sending any kid of mine to a fee paying school if they weren't going to get a network which gets them like loads of work out of it at the other end. So yeah, that's probably why lots of people with RP accents are in that field, because a lot of people in that field like barely worked a day in their lives. So let's have it right. So what we're doing here, and I think we've probably made it as clear as we possibly can, is we're trying to disrupt media, but we're also trying to disrupt that voiceover shit and just anything really. Working class people, we're not going to be given anything, right? We need to stand up and build our own institutions. So that's part of it. It's like, not only should we have a voice, we should be getting our voices, our authentic ones, in these spaces. And if we're being barred from that, we'll create our own spaces and do business with each other. Sound all right? Deal. Okay then. Happy fucking days. And better start now, because like everything, it's not just going to happen overnight. So as long as we can pass this on to our bands and their generation, then we've done well, and we'll probably do well out of it ourselves. Because personally speaking, I'm not an activist who wants people to be poor. I want us all to have everything we need, a little bit more, and if you want to work harder, more than that. That's what I'm in this for. Heating in radiators, food in people's bellies. Not only that, a good leisure and social life. And we do that by creating good jobs for ourselves, but for each other as well. If you want to know more about that principle, there's an artist called Killer Mike, who's one half of Run the Jewels, and he was asked, like, what do you do for your community? And he says, provide work. He set up a whole chain of barber shops in the hood across America, and he's providing work for people. And I think that's a really great thing. He does a whole lot of other activism too, but that's one of the things that he does. So let's do that. Let's trade and deal with each other. Let's provide work for each other, and insulate ourselves from all of this fucking shit that's being visited upon us, because they really are taking the piss at this point, the establishment, and I include Labour in that, and I'll keep saying so. Right, what else we got? Zoe, what are you saying? I see Sunak neither confirm or deny if they'd been UK skies, obviously referring to the UAP UFOs. Of course, he needs to say how to spin it for best anti-China rhetoric first. Absolutely. That's what they got to do. And I mean, like, that's what they do. And this is why, for me, we need to be developing, like, honesty all across society. Because imagine, like, being that arrogant. Let's say it is, like, alien civilizations trying to contact Earth. And these fuckers, Sunak, think they're cleverer than us and they should keep it from us because we can't handle it. I'll just fuck off, the lot of years, man. Honestly, the arrogance of the ruling class and the establishment is a sight to behold. Bear with us, there's ginger tea to be drank. No bad airtime. Did that on purpose, but like I just made it sound like a blowy. Like, right, Guy Roberts, what's he got to say? Oh my God, Lord, that was bad. 2 seconds. Blowy. Right, what is the maddest place you've been camping? Jesus. Full disclosure, Guy's one of my pals, right? One of the maddest was that time we went to the Big Chill, Guy, and Hugh hooked up with them people from West Bromwich who were absolute hell beasts, right? I was trying for hours to get you away from them and you weren't having it, and they were just fully pulling the pud. And it was waking up the next day, you absolutely, let's say drunk in the fucking worst state you've ever seen, mumbling to yourself, and I opened the fucking the tent and just went, fuck, I've got to babysit this for the entire weekend. So I hope that answers your question, Kingsy. But it was still a canny weekend. But West Brom people were fucking terrible, horrible. And this is the problem we're going anywhere with you. You're just hanging out with the dafties, lads. Oh dear God. Socialist think tank. If you're getting back on your bike, you should shave everywhere, or are you even a cyclist? I do. I shave. I'm just going to full disclosure. I've always shaved my legs since I've been a cyclist. And let's have full disclosure, it's now to do with aerodynamics. You could make a case that it's, if you get a few cuts, it's easier to treat, and it would be true. Really, it's just for how it looks. When we've got muscular legs, let's have it right. We've got our tan, we've got our shaved legs, we're looking sweet. That's how it is. And I'd have never shaved my arms because I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't do it, man. It was just one of them. But now I've kind of got half an excuse, haven't I? So maybe we'll just answer our own questions there. The lot's getting shaved off. My leg hair's grown in a bit. It's been a month, but that'll be coming off as well. I honestly don't understand, right, why anybody would want to have leg hair. It's just lifted. Once I realized through cycling that it's actually far better not to have leg hair. Generally, I've just lobbed it off. Pubes as well. Get it off. Get it gone. You're stinking. Lads, lasses, get the pubes gone. Just away. Just what are you doing to yourselves? Even them mad little landing strip things, get them gone. Sound. Right. What else? I actually haven't took any of these questions here from the thread, so we probably should do that. Elizabeth Curtis Kearney, glad to see you back and feel better. Much love, mate. What's the best type of egg, says Jack Lucidic? Poached, fight me. No, I won't actually, because I really like poached. They're just a bit of a fanny on to make, Jack. So I tend to go fried most of the time. But what I do is this, and you can fight me on this. Get them, flip them over, couple of seconds, flip them back. Perfect. Lovely. Laura Lee Daly, how do you manage to produce quality content on MTC every day? I promise you, I haven't put her up to that at all. What a lovely thing to say. Firstly, thanks for the props. Secondly, it's like I was saying before, just get up at 6, have no show, and just force myself to work out what needs to be said and what's topical. And it's not always what is trending or whatever, because I just don't think chasing things like that is the way to do it. Otherwise, I'd be doing Andrew Tate and Paddy Pimblett videos every fucking day. They were done because I felt like things needed to be said. But no, I appreciate that. And it's nowhere near the level I feel it can get at, because I don't feel like my brain's at the level that it should be at, and it was getting there. So it's nice that you think it's high quality at this stage, but seriously, I just feel like it's not. But I don't. Yeah, I think I think it's decent, but I think it can be so much better. So anyway, thanks for letting us stare at me on navel there, Laura. I appreciate the easy layup. Much appreciated. But no, I really do appreciate things like that being said, because I'm trying to train myself to accept compliments, and it's been something I've been terrible at for years. And I'm even resisting doing that Chandler Bing thing that people do when they get compliments, and it's all act like a kid and like a dafty and that, which is all I want to do is say thank you and then sit with my awkwardness, and hopefully one day I won't feel awkward, and also at that point hopefully I won't actually be arrogant as fuck then. Never mind. Hillary Temple is saying stay stimulated but don't rush things. Definitely, mate, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what doing this AMA is about. Just starting that process of retraining my brain, but without being overstimulated. So thanks, mate. Snowy's saying, would my honourable friend agree with me that rescue puppies and doggos? Just going to stop you there. Same as Bob before. I can't do those words. I can't. I refuse, but I love yous, just to be clear. Are the best breed. Pick of Genji for evidence. It's Border Collie, Snowy. Anyway, moving on. Jed Wiggy Turnbull is saying they banned plastic straws. Can we talk about these fucking disposable vapes? Single-use plastic and a battery. No one seems to be acknowledging the problem. Definitely. Just like to point this out here. I have a vape. It's not disposable, and you get thousands of recharges on these batteries. So yeah, cuts right back. So you're dead right though. I mean, single-use plastic and a battery and bands are rocking around with these things. But not only that, I'm not really. I think there was a study on them, and I don't know much detail, but the general gist of it was that they're just really bad for you. which obviously I'm not saying that these are like healthy, but certainly not those. And they're definitely not tabs, let me tell you. So what else we got? Right. Sandra's asking how's the dog. Did it earlier. Dan, what happened this time? Referring to the injury. Trebuchet into the ground, mate. Absolutely ridiculous. Michael Dines is it's a big one here. So a question for Mr. C. Oh, it's a poem, right? Let's read it like a poem. This is by Michael Dines. Well, we all know that a bitch of the Tories, that's the one, the Canadian Tories. That was a bit of poetic license there. Tories and Dories. Oh, it depends where they are in the country. Do people say Dories? Or anyway, sorry, I'll start again. Well, we all know that bitch of the Tories, that's the one, that Nadine Dorries. She thinks she's a celebrity, the silly old dear. For feck's sake, let's get her out of here. And of course, she fancies Boris Johnson, fluttering her lashes and looking so wanton. She's definitely thirsty for him, like. Can you imagine her sitting on your knee? I think I'd prefer a chimpanzee. I would, and they can rip your face off. She's made her announcement she's going to quit, and as if anyone here is going to give a shit. She's now self-promoting on a TV show, clearly denoting it's time to go. For Tory MPs, it's all the rage, but not surprising in this day and age. So what indeed can we make of all this? Although watching them panic provides such bliss. So what do these actions all betray? Come on, Mr. C, what do you say? That's a great poem question. That is fantastic. Right, let's come back. What do I say to that? I say that here's a conspiracy that I just want to throw up into the mix. If indeed she is to move on, somehow Johnson will finagle it that she does indeed get her damehood. She'll move up into the Lords. Johnson will nip over to her relatively, shall we say, safe seat. And you can guess the rest. I'm telling you, Johnson's going to at least make an attempt to become prime minister again. There's two warring factions, and as I've said before, Sunak to calm the markets at that time, and Johnson to win the election. Not a chance an Asian man is going to win an election in Britain in 2023, where he would be put in as prime minister. The country is far too racist for that. I mean, it's kind of like that. Has anybody seen the film Do the Right Thing? It's a Spike Lee film, right? And one of the scenes in it is when the Italian pizza shop owner, Sal, is with the Spike Lee character, Mookie, who delivers pizzas at the pizza shop, right? And he's talking, like, Sal, like, Mookie is challenging Sal, and he's saying, look, you're racist, but you like Magic Johnson, who's a basketball player at the time, and all of these other famous black people. And Sal responds, well, yeah, they're kind of like all right, you know, they're like our N-word, you know? And it reminds us, like, somewhat of that. So anyway, let's see what else we've got from yous before we go. I might have known, David, you should keep the one hairy and one non-hairy arm. I might have known you'd say that, and it's because you just want to like make us look like a dafty. As do ye, Jarrett. No shave. Honestly, I thought yous were like my friends. But no, I'm shaving it off so the Perrys can just get in the bin. Off as fuck. Right. Bob Grady, UBI is a must. Completely agree. Universal basic income for all. Let's campaign on single issue things we can win. I think we can win that. I think we can win HEPA filters in public transport and general buildings. I think we can do all of them things. Jacqueline Hemmings, or people with regional accents being shut out again. It seems that there were more regional accents, but now there isn't. Regional accents, if they're left wing, have always been shut out, and that hasn't changed. Regional accents, if they are right wing, have so many different places where they could be. Talk TV, they can definitely be on GB News and. Simple as that. Simple as that. Definitely, if you've got a right wing voice and you're black or a person of color, they'll literally carry you in to GB News if you want to rock that. Shall we say role? Bob's asking, is Cow Daily at 7 on a Tuesday with Alice returning? Not for the foreseeable future. Would plan to do like a goodbye type of show with Alice, but I was ill the night that we were going to do it, and we've just not been able to get something back in the diary since, because obviously injuries and whatever. Alice is fine. We're talking on Signal yesterday, I think. She's good. And dare say she'll come back and do something in the future. But yeah, that's that really. It's not coming back at 7. Will we be doing stuff on the evenings going forwards? Probably. That'll probably happen. I don't know what, where, and when. And there might be a reality in the future where Alice comes back and does it full time, but we need to up. That's right, patrons. So if you want to help those things become a reality, go to patreon.com/cowdaily, patreon.com/cowdaily, and there you can help us build our bloody institutions and give good people a job. If you're not from Ashton, that's a job. Reet, I think this is enough. We've done 40 minutes. I need to balance my head with not overdoing it because I'm still lightly concussed. So I need to just ensure that I'm not overdoing this. As usual, back tomorrow at 12 noon. Really nice to see you here, and hope to see you 12 noon every day as well. And we'll just crack on and get on with it. As I say, no idea what tomorrow's episode's going to be about. We don't decide that until tomorrow morning. But if you want me to cover anything, just get at us and we'll see if we can cover it. Right, chaps, all the very best. Always a pleasure, never a chore. See you tomorrow at 12. Also, if you don't catch this on the lives, you should. But you can also catch it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Any comments, rates, subscriptions, they're really good because that does help us go up the charts and helps us reach new people and it helps us achieve our goal quicker of building our bloody institutions because we need to. Oh, we need to. Jacqueline Hemmons, lovely to see you too. Fantastic show. Thanks, mate. All the very best. And I will see you tomorrow. Let's hope I don't die or anything crazy. I'll be making sure I don't. Hopefully, anyway. Right, take it easy. I've now found the closing titles. Great little bit of filler there. Bye.